Just doing a sound check right now. Just doing a sound check right now. You can keep on talking because we're just doing a sound check right now. I'm going to speak some more because we're still doing this sound check, but everything looks like it's okay.
Together, tonight we gather on a journey of song and reflection. We move beyond the year that is ending, standing tall on our triumphs, leaving behind our regrets. We prepare ourselves to enter this new year. This is the left side. You're going to start.
The sweet taste of apples and honey, the sweet feeling of making new friends and deepening old friendships.
Tonight we gather together on a journey of song and reflection.
Sing with us tonight, even if you don't know the words and even if you don't know the melody.
Sing with us tonight. Allow the songs to cleanse us, unite us, move us forward. Together, words old or new,
challenging or obvious. Hine ma tovu manayim, shevet achim gam yachad. Hine ma tovu manayim, shevet achim gam yachad.
yachad. Hine ma tov u'ma na'im, shevet achim gam yachad. Hine ma tov u'ma na'im, shevet achim gam yachad. Hine ma tov u'ma na'im, shevet achim gam yachad. Hine ma tov u'ma na'im, shevet achim gam yachad. Hine ma tov u'ma na'im, shevet achim gam yachad. Hine ma tov u'ma na'im, shevet achim gam yachad.
Just you now. Sound beautiful.
Hine ma tov u'ma na'im, shevet achim gam yachad. Hine ma tov u'ma na'im, shevet achim gam yachad. Hine ma tov u'ma na'im, shevet achim gam yachad. Hine ma tov u'ma na'im, shevet achim gam yachad. So recently I was on a panel of 3 rabbis, and they wanted us to debate this question: what is the most important Jewish prayer? And the first rabbi spoke, and she said clearly, the most important prayer is the Shema. We call it the watchword of our faith. It's the last prayer you're supposed to say before you go to sleep. It's the last prayer you're supposed to say before you die. It's the first prayer you're supposed to say, teach your kids. Clearly, it's the most important prayer. And the next rabbi said, no. The most important prayer is the Amidah. In fact, it's called the tefillah, the prayer. You stand for it. It's the most important prayer. And then it was my turn. And I said, the most important prayer, that's this psalm. Hine ma tov u'ma na'im. How good it is. How wonderful when brothers and sisters, when friends and family, when people sit together in peace. We are so blessed to be seated here with you today, both those that are on Zoom and those that are here with us in person. I want to give a special welcome to my dear friend, Rabbi Jessica Lenza. Rabbi Jessica Lenza is the urban adventure rabbi. She is starting our branch in New York City, doing an urban version of the Adventure B'nai Mitzvah class and teaching online, and is already a beloved teacher. I saw lots of hands go like this when I introduced her. Already a beloved teacher in our congregation. And what you might not know about Rabbi Lenza is before she went to rabbinical school, she started off in cantorial school. And then she decided that she actually wanted to be a singing rabbi. And we're so glad she did. Welcome.
Thank you so much.
Together, this is the moment that the world changes. At this instant, one year ends and the other begins. The air is cluttered with the past and potent with new possibilities. It is my pleasure to invite anyone who is in one of our B'nai Mitzvah or B'nai Yisrael programs to come on up and help us light the candles. Adventure class, this is you. Come on up, adventure class. We have 17 students in our adventure class this year.
Yeah. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kitshanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu lehadlik ner Shel Yom Tov. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam שהחיינו וקימנו והגיענו לזמן הזה. ברוך אתה אדוני אלוהינו מלך העולם שהחיינו וקימנו והגיענו לזמן הזה. שנה טובה, יישר כוח.
We are endlessly grateful for our lives, for all that sustains us, and for this moment, right here. The new year is here.
With old rituals,
The prayers have remained the same. The psalmist urged us, the newness comes from within.
Shiru l'Adonai kol haaretz. Shiru l'Adonai shir chadash. Shiru l'Adonai kol haaretz. Shiru l'Adonai shir chadash. I will sing unto God on the earth a new song. I will sing unto God a new song. Sing unto God and we'll all sing along. All the earth a new song unto God. Shiru l'Adonai kol haaretz. Shiru l'Adonai shir chadash.
Please rise.
Yai, lai, lai, yai, lai, lai, lai. Lai, 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 lai.
So the middle, you're going to have to divide yourself right down the middle with this side joining left side and that side joining right side. The new year.
So the psalmist tells us, Esayinai el heharim. I lift my eyes to the mountain. Me'ayin yavo ezri, because that's where my support is going to come. And I feel so grateful to be here with you all in these mountains right now. I want to share a new song with you. And so I'm going to teach you the chorus a little bit. The words are, I lift my eyes to the mountainside, to the mountainside. I think you got the English, but let's just review the Hebrew. Esa enai el heharim. Gorgeous. Naturals at this. I lift my eyes to the mountainside, to the mountainside. I lift my eyes. I lift my eyes to the mountainside, to the mountainside. Now the Hebrew. Esainai el heharim, el heharim. You try the Hebrew. Esainai el heharim, el heharim. Keep going. One more time all together. I lift my eyes to the mountainside, to the mountainside. Esainai el heharim, el heharim. I listen from the silence of a canyon so deep, praying to the desert winds to cast a melody. Give me little words, an opening to build a world in song. Guide my way to an embrace of arms. I lift my eyes to the mountainside, to the mountainside. Esainai el heharim, el heharim. And if there is no other way, can I rest upon the soil? Relax into the solace of revolving worlds, till glimmers of dawn, like matter from the void, find their separateness and decide to grace my eyes, like heaven from the earth, like the scene of love from which I found the starting of my life. Surely there is a guide, that's why I lift my eyes lift my eyes to the mountainside, to the mountainside. Sinai, El Harim, El Harim. I lift my eyes to the mountainside, to the mountainside. Sinai, El Harim, El Harim. I lift my eyes to the mountainside, to the mountainside. Sinai, El Harim, El Harim. Magadu Masechaya Me'odam kumachshevotecha Magadu Masechaya Me'odam kumachshevotecha. Just hallelujah. Hallelujah.
Hallelujah.
Hallelujah.
Hallelujah.
Hallelujah.
Hallelujah.
Hallelujah.
Hallelujah.
Hallelujah.
Hallelujah.
Hallelujah.
Hallelujah.
Hallelujah. Hallelujah. Hallelujah. Hallelujah. Hallelujah. Hallelujah. Hallelujah.
Patterns that no longer serve us, to leave behind habits that no longer serve us, and to enter the space of the new year freed and able to embrace it and to be better selves. And so what we are doing tonight as we sing is we are allowing ourselves to release the fetters of the year behind us and to be fully present here in this liminal moment between years, and to fully prepare ourselves to move forward. And so I invite you to truly let the melodies and the songs untether you, unbind you from anything that is occupying your mind, and use the singing together to allow yourself to be fully present. Our next prayer is about abundant love. And I hope as we sing, you'll feel the abundance of love in this room, over the Zoom link, and in the connection to your family and to your ancestors, far away or in the past.
Ahavat olam, et Yisrael, amcha ahavta, amcha ahavta. Torah u'mitzvot, Lukim u'mishpatim, Otanu limadeta, Otanu limadeta. Al kein Adonai Eloheinu b'shachteinu, u'kumeinu nasiach b'chukecha, v'nismach b'divrei Toratecha, u'b'mitzvotecha le'olam va'ed, ki hem chayenu. Ve'orech yameinu, uvahem negei yomam v'layla, negei yomam v'layla. Ve'ahavatcha al tasir, mimenu le'olamim. Baruch atah Adonai, ohev amo Yisrael, ohev amo Yisrael. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Baruch Shem Kevod Malchuto Le'olam Va'ed.
We remain standing for our first hearing of the shofar. We have two shofar blowers in our congregation, Baltakia. Tonight we will be hearing from Ori, and tomorrow we will also be hearing from Jonathan. That's a my dad always says it's good luck to spill the wine. In fact, at our Rosh Hashanah table, everyone would gather and he'd take the wine and he'd just so no one would feel bad. So Ori became bat mitzvah last weekend. I'm still cavelling. Tekiah Shavarim Teruah, Tekiah, Shivarim, Teruah, Yasher Koach. We continue with the V'ahavta, which is one of my favorite prayers because it reminds us that Judaism is not something that's just for the home or for the synagogue, but it's something that is part of our daily actions and as we go on our way, which is such an adventure rabbi sentiment. Please join me. V'ahavta et Adonai Elohecha b'chol levavcha uv'chol nafshecha uv'chol me'otecha v'hayu hadvarim ha'ele asher anochi mitzavcha hayom al levavecha Vishinantam livanecha, vidibarta bam, vishiftecha bevetecha, uvlechtecha vaderech, uvshochbecha uvkumecha, ukshartam leot al yadecha, vehayu letotafot beinenecha, uchtavtam Amizuzot beitecha, uvisharecha, leman tishkaru, va'asitem et kol mitzvotai, vitem kedoshim lelochechem, ahani Adonai Elohechem, asher chotzeti etchem, Me'eretz Mitzrayim, Lihiot lachem lelohim, Ani Adonai Elohechem. When I imagine the ancient Israelites standing on the far shore of the Reed Sea, I imagine them standing at the edge of a cliff, peering down at the Egyptian chariots below as the chariots slowly descend below the waves. The cliff, I've come to understand, is my way of giving the ancients in my imagination one more measure of safety, that they are in fact finally free. No one will be rising from the sea to follow them. The cliff, I am told, is geologically doubtful, but my desire to ensure safety is not. Together, we give thanks for their freedom
and
and
ours. We give thanks for our ability to build walls of safety to perfect.
There was a line that's missing, I think. Yes. We sing Micha Mocha, the song our ancestors sang as they peered over that cliff. Okay, have to remember to put that back in.
Micha mocha ba'elim Adonai, Micha mocha nedar ba'kodesh, Norah tehilot asef ele, Malchutecha ra'u vanecha, Bokei ayam lifnei Moshe, Zeli anu ve'ameru, Adonai imloch le'olam va'ed.
So, for those of you who are in elementary school, we have a option for you at this point. We have our Adventure Rabbi Kids team of Sadie, Ori, Fiona, and Darby, who will take any of the elementary kids who would like to next door to the Quandary building, where they will be doing arts and crafts, playing games, having some stories, and having some apples and honey. So if you would like to join them, please follow them on their way out. And parents, after our time, after our service is done, you please go to that building down there to pick up your kits. Super fun awaits you. So this is one of the really cool things about our congregation is you see students that grow up in our B'nai Mitzvah program and then want to stick around. So they become interns in our religious school and then they become teachers in our religious school. So we're really proud of them and amazed by them. Okay, off they go. So those of you that have kids have just left the room, I want to invite you to take a nice deep breath. Really let your shoulders relax. And if you hadn't fully arrived, it's time. You're here. The evening comes, and with it, time to make a separation, to journey from work and worries to rest and recovery.
The evening comes. I wrap myself in the wisdom of my ancestors. I sing their songs and recite their words.
The evening comes, and I lay down my commitment to make the world a better place, only for a few hours. I rest in the knowledge that the world will continue without my constant spinning. The evening comes.
Ufros aleinu sukat shelomecha. Ufros aleinu sukat shelomecha. Yai lai lai lai, yai lai lai lai, yai lai 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 lai, yai lai lai lai, yai lai lai lai, yai lai 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 lai. Ufros aleinu sukat shelomecha. Ufros aleinu sukat shelomecha. Ananananana Adonai. Ananananana sifatai tiftach. Ananananana ufi yagi. Ufi yagi tehilatecha. Ananananana Adonai. Ananananana
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu ve'Elohei Avotenu ve'imotenu Elohei Abraham Elohei Yitzhak Elohei Yaakov Elohei Sarah Elohei Rivka Elohei Leah Elohei Rachel Ha'el Hagadol Hagibor v'Hanora El Elyon Gomel Chasadim Tovim Bekonei Hakol Bezocher Hastei Havot Ve'imachot Umevi Geula Livnei B'neihem Lama'an Shemo Be'ahava Zokrenu L'chaim Melech Hafetz B'chaim V'chodvenu b'sefer Chaim L'mancha Elohim Chaim Melech Ozer Mashiach U'Magen Baruch Atah Adonai Magen Avraham Bezrat Sarah Atah Gibor Le'olam Adonai Mechayei HaKol Atarav L'Hoshia Mechakel Hayim Bechesed Mechayei HaKol Berachamim Rabim Somech Noflim Verofei Cholim Umatir Asurim Umekayem Emunato Lishenei Afar Micha Mocha Baal Givurot Umidom Elach Melech Memit Umechayeh Umatzmiach Yeshua V'ne'eman ata l'chayot hakol Baruch atah Adonai Mechayeh hakol Atah kadosh v'shimcha kadosh U'kedishim b'hol yom yilachlu ha'selah Baruch atah Adonai ha'el hakadosh.
Shalom Rav al Yisrael Amcha Tasim le'olam 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 Ki ata u'melech Adon lechol hashalom Ki ata u'melech Adon lechol hashalom Shalom Rav al Yisrael Amcha Tasim le'olam Shalom Rav al Yisrael Amcha Tasim le'olam V'tov be'einecha levarech et amcha Yisrael b'chol עת ובכל שעה בשלומך Shalom Rav al Yisrael Amcha Tasim Shalom Rav al Yisrael Amka Tasim leolam Tasim leolam.
Please be seated as we pause for a few moments of silent reflection. With our thoughts on Israel, on all places in the world in need of our prayers of peace, especially in Afghanistan, we sing, O say Shalom.
Oh, say Shalom bimromav, Hu ya'aseh Shalom aleinu, ve'al kol Yisrael, ve'imru, imru, amen. Ya'aseh Shalom, ya'aseh Shalom, Shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael. Ya'aseh shalom, ya'aseh shalom, shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael. Ya'aseh shalom, ya'aseh shalom, shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael. Ya'aseh shalom, ya'aseh shalom, shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael. Ya'aseh shalom, ya'aseh shalom, shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael.
Peace, peace, may it come speedily, may it come in our day, and we say, Amen. Last week, Ori, my younger teen, became a bat mitzvah. At our Friday on Flagstaff service, when she proudly raised the Kiddush cup in her hand and confidently led the congregation in the Kiddush blessing, I remembered how I learned the Kiddush and the first time that I sang it on my own. When I was growing up, my family lived on a Jewish calendar, and every Friday night we gathered around the Shabbat table. My mother set the table, which was round so that no one was at the head or the foot. We were very egalitarian. With a white tablecloth, the brass candlesticks my booby Tetsi brought over from Russia, a silver cut Kiddush cup passed down from my grandma Sadell, and a fresh challah that Mom picked up on her way home from work, and she covered with a colorful batik cloth. It was the 70s. My sister KT and my presence was mandatory. There were no excused absences. We might have friends over to join us, or when we got older, go out with friends later. But first, we all gathered around the table, creating a pause in our day, in our week. This was the family's time to look back at our week, to review the good and the bad, to set our intentions for the week to come, and to join our voices together in song. It was a time not to do, but to be. My parents created for us an oasis of peace, a weekly ritual that tethered us to a tradition larger than the four of us, stronger than the four of us, more resilient than the four of us. Each Shabbat connected us to the week before, the year before, and the lives before. This is where I learned Kiddush. Week after week, month after month, year after year, my father would sing, and we would catch on to a phrase here and there, joining our voices with his when we could, dropping out when we didn't know the next part. My sister mastered the words first. I was in awe when she and my dad sang the prayer together from start to finish. And then one night, I was doing the sections I knew, and suddenly there were no parts that I did not know. I realized I knew the entire prayer. I had stitched all the parts together. And as I sang, my family also realized I had learned it. And they stopped singing and they listened, all looking at me with pride. Until, on a cue from my dad, they rejoined me in the closing words so we could all complete the blessing together. In that moment, it was as if my father said to me, "This tradition is now yours. You have learned enough to carry it. It will always be there for you, and I will always be with you through these words and this melody, as are my parents and my parents' parents and theirs beyond that." My parents have both passed now, my father most recently in January, and my mother not much earlier. And I am only just beginning to understand the gift that they gave to me through Jewish practice and ritual. When I crave my parents' comfort or wisdom, when I yearn for their arms to be wrapped around me in a steadying embrace, I instead turn to our tradition. And what do I find there? What gifts did they leave me to unwrap that would give guidance and solace when they no longer could? Today, we are faced with abundant challenges: a global pandemic, racial inequities, flood and fire caused by climate change, to name but a few. How do we face them? Although those Friday night dinners did not provide me with specifics on how to face any of these challenges, they did provide me with a framework for how to find solutions and how to persevere as we search for solutions. First and foremost, I find that Judaism teaches us that when times are challenging, we are not alone. We belong to a long line of resilient people who have overcome obstacles and survived. Therefore, if or when you feel overwhelmed or despondent about the myriad of crises facing us, please know that you are not alone. We, your community, are with you. It breaks my heart to hear of the isolation that many people are still facing, working virtually from home, limited to shopping online, unable to feel safe re-entering society. Whether you are in the room with us tonight or joining us virtually, whether you live alone or with others, please know that we are connected. When you light your Sabbath candles or raise your Kiddush cup, remember we too are lighting our candles and blessing our wine. Feel the connection to us through these shared words and rituals. When you participate in Jewish traditions, you are claiming your place in a chain of family that extends thousands of years into the past. Allow yourself to recognize and appreciate the poignancy of being part of such a sustained tradition. Feel the nourishment of these deep, deep roots. When the challenges and woes of today threaten to break your spirit, remember all that our people have faced in the past, and yet we are still here. You can do this. I believe in you. The second treasure I discovered in the tradition that my parents passed on to me is to remember to look behind. The Torah continually urges us to look back and learn. We look back at our enslavement in Egypt and we learn to have empathy for other vulnerable people. As one of my teachers, Rabbi Shea Held, writes, one of the Torah's central projects is to turn memory into empathy and moral responsibility. The Torah reminds us again and again, you shall not oppress a stranger, for you know the feeling of the stranger, having yourself been strangers in the land of Egypt. By stranger, ger, the Torah means anyone who is not part of the ruling tribe, family, or class. Anyone who is vulnerable to social or economic exploitation. The Torah does not lead us through a legal argument or even a moral one. Rather, it relies on empathy. It just says, you know what it felt like. You were there. Don't let this happen to someone else. Look behind you and help the next person in need. When I look at these two messages together, one, the community will hold you, and two, protect the vulnerable behind you, I'm reminded of a group building game we play with our Adventure Rabbi Kids classes. The students are presented with a challenge, which is to move their entire group across a pretend hot chocolate river, following some particular rules. The specifics of the game are irrelevant, but the key to success is that each member of the group must look at both the person in front of them and the person behind them before they move from space to space. Most years, the students are so focused on trying to move forward and get across the river that they forget to look behind and help the person behind them. The parallel, of course, is clear. In our culture, we get so focused on our advancement that we forget to look out for those behind us. But eventually, the students figure out that since success requires everyone to get across the river, the only way to achieve this is to look both ahead and behind. Our societal challenges today are far greater than a pretend hot chocolate river. And sadly, there are no giant marshmallows that are going to save the day. We face imminent threats and terrifying challenges, and we must get everyone across safely. Regrettably, I stand here today bereft of solutions, but this I do know. The way forward involves being in community. It involves strengthening our connections with each other so that each of us feels seen, heard, safe, needed, capable, and important. And it involves noticing the vulnerable among us and creating space so that their voices are heard, their needs are understood, and their talents are celebrated. Only by doing both can we move together into a better future. When President Barack Obama was a community organizer,
he discovered that people had a hard time describing what they wanted the world to be like. Eventually, he learned to ask people first to describe the world as they experience it, and then to describe the world as they want it to be. The conversation and the sharing of it, the conversation and the sharing of what is, enable them to imagine the world they longed to create. Tomorrow, we will be exploring more specifically the changes we can make to move our lives into alignment with our ideals. I hope you will join me as we continue this journey together. In the year to come, may our community provide strength, hope, inspiration, and refuge for all who seek, and may healing come to all people and our planet. And we say, Avinu Malkeinu, we have sinned by not speaking out, by not making our voices heard.
Avinu Malkeinu, we speak out. We will make our voices heard.
Avinu Malkeinu, we have sinned by not being compassionate when compassion was called for.
Avinu Malkeinu, may we remember to be compassionate with each other and with ourselves.
Avinu Malkeinu, we have sinned by not doing our part to improve the world.
Avinu Malkeinu, this year we will work to end sickness, war, and poverty.
Avinu Malkeinu, we sin when we neglect the fight against oppression, injustice, and inequity.
Avinu Malkeinu, this year we will work to stop oppression, injustice, and iniquity.
Avinu Malkeinu, may this be a good year for us.
Avinu Malkeinu, may we remember to strive and rest, give and take.
Avinu Malkeinu, may the people Israel be fortified with strength and inspired to pursue justice.
Avinu Malkeinu, may we find contentment and peace.
Please rise.
Avinu Malkeinu, Avinu Malkeinu, Avinu Malkeinu, Korngold v'hanenu, ki ein banu masim. Aseh imanu, tzedaka v'chesed. Aseh imanu, tzedaka v'chesed ve'oshienu. Aseh imanu, tzedaka v'chesed. Aseh imanu, tzedaka v'chesed ve'oshienu. Avinu Malkeinu, Avinu Malkeinu, Avinu Malkeinu, Korngold v'hanenu, ki ein banu masim.
With Avinu Malkeinu, we are pleading with a divine parent to show us mercy. We are
desperately seeking a compassionate reply from a figure who feels always out of reach. The melody evokes a sense of yearning and pleading, and perhaps we're not sure of the response we will receive. Perhaps there's even a possibility of rejection or rebuke. But we know of a different parental paradigm, a parent whose love reaches us even when we are distant from them because their love is endless and eternal. It comforts and emboldens us. This parent is also divine, and we sing to her now. Sweet mother, I'm coming home.
Sweet mother, I'm coming home.
Now I know I'm not alone.
Now I know I'm not alone.
'Cause I've been far,
I've been far,
but now I'm close.
now I'm close.
Sweet mother, I'm coming home.
Sweet mother, I'm coming home.
Tell me, mother, can you hear me sing?
Tell me, mother, can you hear me sing?
Your love is everything.
Your love is everything.
Heart and soul,
Heart and soul,
breath and skin.
breath and skin.
Your love is everything.
Your love is everything.
Oh, mother, please hold me tight.
Oh, mother, please hold me tight.
Mother, I need some help tonight.
Mother, I need some help tonight.
What went wrong?
What went wrong?
Soon be right.
Soon be right.
Oh, mother, please hold me tight.
Oh, mother, please hold me tight.
Tell me, mother, can you hear me sing?
Tell me, mother, can you hear me sing?
Your love is everything.
Your love is everything.
Heart and soul,
Heart and soul,
breath and skin.
breath and skin.
Your love is everything.
Your love is everything.
Oh, mother, this world is strange.
Oh, mother, this world is strange.
Love me, mother, and make me brave.
Love me, mother, and make me brave.
In my dreams,
In my
or
dreams,
on this stage.
on this stage.
Oh, mother, this world is strange.
Oh, mother, this world is strange.
Tell me, mother, can you hear me sing?
Tell me, mother, can you hear me sing?
Your love is everything.
Your love is everything.
Heart and soul,
Heart and soul,
breath and skin.
breath and skin.
Your love is everything.
Your love is everything.
Tell me, mother, can you hear me sing? Your love is everything.
Your love is everything.
Heart and soul, breath and skin.
Breath and skin.
Your love is everything.
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 Sweet mother, I'm coming home.
Our journey into the new year continues with the sweetness of the Kiddush wine. And we hope that our year should be sweet as the wine.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam borei peri hagafen. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kitbanu mikol am v'ramamanu mikol lashon v'kitshanu b'mitzvotav v'titen lanu Adonai Eloheinu be'ahava et yom hazikaron hazeh yom להקדיש זכר ליציאת מצרים. כי בנו בחרת ואותנו קידשת מכל העמים, ודברך אמת וקיים לעד. ברוך אתה אדוני מלך על כל הארץ, מקדש ישראל ביום הזיכרון. אמן. ברוך אתה אדוני אלוהינו מלך העולם, שהחיינו וקיימנו והגיענו לזמן הזה. אמן.
L'chaim. We rise for Aleinu. Aleinu l'shabeach la'adon hakol, la'teit gedula liotzer breshit, shelo asanu kigoye ha'aratzot, velo samanu ki mishpachot ha'adama, shelo sam chelkenu kahem, v'gohor aleinu kechol hamonam, v'anachnu korim, ומשתחווים ומודים לפני מלך מלכי המלכים הקדוש ברוך הוא. ונאמר והיה אדוני למלך על כל הארץ ביום ההוא יהיה אדוני אחד, ושמו אחד. Please be seated. For the mourners Kaddish, we're going to combine two different traditions of doing the Kaddish. The first is that we'll ask anyone who is mourning a recent loss, observing the yahrzeit of a loved one's death, that means someone who died in this season in years past, or someone that just died in the last year, to rise, and if you would, to share the name of your loved one with us and their relationship to you. And then after that, we're going to have everyone rise so that we all say Kaddish together. And what this does by using both of these customs, it allows us to see who's in mourning so that we can say to them, I'm so sorry if you're lost. But then no one has to say Kaddish alone. We stand with our community supported while we say Kaddish. And then we're also able to say Kaddish for those for whom there is no one to say Kaddish. If you are mourning a recent loss, someone who died in the last year, please rise. And if you would care to share the name of your loved one and their relationship to you as my hand passes across the congregation, please do. And way in the back. Robus? My father, Robert Korngold. And now if you would be seated, and anyone that has a yahrzeit, someone who passed away this season and years past, would you please rise? Sidel Korngold, my grandmother. And now, with the entire congregation, please rise as we join our voices together in Kaddish Yatom. Yitkadal v'yitkadash shemei Rabbah, ba'alma divrach yirutei, v'yamlich malchutei, v'chayachon uv'yomechon uv'chaye dechol Beit Yisrael, ba'agala uv'izman kari v'yimru amen. Yehi shmei Rabbah mevarach le'olam u'amei amaya. Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitraman v'yitnaseh. V'yithadar v'yitale v'yitalal shmei d'kedusha barichu. Ve'ela min kol berchata v'shirata. Tushbechata v'nechemata. Da'ami ram ba'ama v'imru amen. Yehi shlama Rabbah min shemaya. V'chayim aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'imru amen. Osei shalom b'mamav. Hu ya'aseh shalom. Aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'imru amen. May the source of peace and peace to all who mourn and comfort to all who are bereaved. And let us say,
Amen.
please be seated. Shana Tova to everyone that's here and everyone that is online. Thank you for joining us. The best part about these retreats really is the people that you meet. And I said this before dinner, but I know some people have joined us since then. I know it's an awkward thing to do, but the real magic on this retreat happens when you just introduce yourself to someone. And I know like we don't do that in our culture, but on our retreats we do, because that's really the magic. And after this, we're going to go out and we're going to have a bonfire, fabulous marshmallows, much fun. It's going to be dark and you're not going to be able to really see people. So it gives you even more of an opportunity to just introduce yourself. Tomorrow, there'll be abundant time to meet more people. And just please, 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 the more people you introduce yourself to and start a conversation with, the more joyous your experience here will be. So we want to give thanks to these amazing people who have worked so hard. If any of these staff people are here, I know some of you are doing things, but could you please rise if you're here? We have some of our staff people. Here we go. We have Michelle and Dave and Annie. So this crew has been working our retreats for years, and you'll see them again if you join us Passover in Moab. So we're so grateful to you guys. Thank you. Tomorrow we hear Jonathan blow shofar, and we'll hear Ori blow shofar, and Sadie will be chanting Torah, and we're looking forward to that. Thank you for your preparation. We want to thank our sponsors for our Zoom technology. They wanted there to be Zoom, and they made it happen. So thank you. And they're out there. I know they're there. Our board wants to wish all of you a safe and happy new year. Thank you to all our board members for their hard work. Would our board members that are in the room please rise? I know we have a bunch of you here. So our board is working on some very interesting things right now as we start a branch in New York City. And so if you're interested, if board work is something that appeals to you, remember boards require wealth, workers, and wisdom. It requires all three. And so if one of those categories represents you, because that should be everybody, you can talk to one of our board members. We always have openings in Januaries when people rotate on and off. So it's a really interesting time to be on the board. Campfire will be running till 11 p.m. It's in the middle of the field there. Remember, right now we have people watching your kids, but after that we won't. So, this is a safe place, but you should know where your kids are. We're not going to be watching them. But it's really, really fun. I encourage you to come out to the campfire and have some fun and meet some people. Tomorrow morning, we'll be meeting outside of the big hall for a hike. It's not a hard hike. It's like a mile, Tommy, is that right? Mile and a half? It's not particularly hard. You are at 9,000 feet, though. Everyone in the adventure class will definitely be coming, and I hope most of you will all be joining us, too. If for some reason that's too hard for you or if it feels uncomfortable, you can meet us at the end of the hike by the lake. And please make sure you move out of your lodge rooms before you go on the hike so that the crews can come in and clean them. Just put your stuff in your cars. Actually, this was talking about breakfast. More importantly, Tom is making us breakfast, and his breakfasts are outstanding. So come get breakfast from Tom. Okay, there's the hike. Okay, so bring all those things. It's supposed to be beautiful. It's going to start out, it'll be chilly, but then it's going to get hot. So, bring a backpack and you can put all your stuff into it. So we'll be doing this hike and we'll be doing little teachings along the way. And then we'll get to the lake and the kids will do tashlich. And then we're going to send the kids off into different groups. So Jenna, I think Jenna was over here. So here's Jenna. Jenna teaches our 3rd and 4th grade class, but she's also been part of our congregation like forever. She and I were doing these events together 20 years ago with Tommy also and Scott. But anyway, so she's going to take the kids, elementary age school kids off, and they're going to build a sukkah and just do all kinds of fun stuff together. So when you go on the hike, you should pack your kids because they're going to go separately from you after tashlich. So give them some water, give them a snack if they need it, some sunscreen, whatever they need. And you'll send them off with Jenna. And then the bar bat mitzvah age kids. So if you're like 12 or 13, they're going to have a special treat and they're going to go with Rabbi Jessica. And I believe Rabbi Jessica is making a Torah. It's rather an incredible venture. And she's going to show you guys the panels that she's making it. So it's you guys get to go kayaking. And then adults, you're going to be with me, and we're gonna start at the amphitheater, and I'll give us a little bit of a break. So if you brought a camp chair, you'll have time to go get your camp chairs. And if we have enough camp chairs, we might go to one place. If we don't have enough camp chairs, we're going to go to the other place. That'll be great. And then we're going to all come back together next to the lake, and we're going to unscroll the Torah. We're going to unscroll the Torah, and we're going to read from Bereshit. It's going to be incredible. And then noon, it's time to say, see you again soon. So just a reminder to please help us clean up camp. If you see trash, even if it's not yours, just pick it up. Let's help Tommy and his team take good care of camp. We'd really like to reuse the name tags because we can just reuse them for Passover or other things. So just before you leave, give us your name tags back. Adventure class has to return the name tags because we're going to use them a million times this year. Yom Kippur, the plan right now is to still be at Casey Middle School. And then the adult retreat is going to be back up here. It's just a day retreat. It's just during the day, but it's so lovely. Some people say it's like the ultimate adventure rabbi experience because it's like small. There's like 50 or 60 of us. It's not really big. And we just do really cool stuff. We do some yoga. Rabbi Jessica is going to lead us on some yoga. We talk. It's lovely. And then the closing stroll will be back at Chautauqua, which is very exciting. So no matter what you do on Yom Kippur, if you're with us, if you go to school, if you go to work, if you go to another synagogue, we would love to see you on our stroll. It's a lovely way to end. We go for a hike. It's about an hour. We do some prayers at Chautauqua, and then we come back down and we break fast together. And everyone just brings a little bit of something to share, or maybe not share because of COVID. I don't know. So a lot of people have been asking me about Adventure Rabbi Kids. It is full for the year. However, Rabbi Lenza is offering bespoke education, which is custom classes for your kids of any ages. And she also runs her online B'nai Mitzvah class with kids from all over the country. They meet once a month, and then they have their bar mitzvahs in all kinds of amazing, cool places. It's a really cool class. And she also, we have an adult ed class, which you can take for B'nai Mitzvah or just for studying or just for community. That'll be starting in October. So it's the second round. The first round went, we had a really delightful group of people. Dan was in it. Dan, are you here? Where is Dan? There's Dan. Dan was in it. He can tell you about it. And Paula was in it too. Paula, they were both in it. They can tell you more about it, and a whole bunch of the classes on Zoom also. So these are all options that Rabbi Lenza will be teaching. And I know that we have at least one person here from New York City. So you can also connect with Rabbi Lenza to just start brainstorming other ideas of what we want our New York City branch to look like. If you know people that are in 6th grade, sign up for next year's adventure class. Officially opens on Wednesday. And that's the class that starts in August. So if you want to be in that class, my recommendation is that you sign up early, but definitely sign up before February. Teen group. Oh man, we're changing our teen group a little bit this year. I'm so excited about it. If you were at Passover, you met Beth Lipschutz. Was on our staff, and she's going to be running our teen group. They're going to be doing one cool event every single month. I don't have any more details than that, but just know it's coming. It's free if you're a member of our congregation, $50 if you're not. One cool event a month. Super fun. Come to Passover, make friends. I just like the slide. I had to put it on. Jump high in Passover. Please wear your name tags. It's a security thing. You'll see the Jefferson County Sheriff Office will be swinging through here. It doesn't mean something's wrong. That's just part of our security. But so is wearing name tags. But it also enables us to say hello to you and call you by name. So please wear them. Tommy, your turn. Thank you to Tommy.
Thank you to Tommy.
We conclude our service how we began. The words are the same. Are you?
Hine ma tovu manayim, shevet achim gam yachad. Hine ma tovu manayim, shevet achim gam yachad. Hine ma tovu manayim, shevet achim שבת אחים גם יחד, הנה מה טוב ומה נעים. שבת אחים גם יחד, הנה מה טוב ומה נעים. שבת אחים גם יחד, הנה מה טוב ומה נעים. שבת אחים גם יחד.
Shana Tova, everyone.
Shana Tova.